What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner. And I'm sorry, y'all, but the Democrats are going to lose big on this immigration thing. See, this caravan of illegal immigrants coming up from South America is making it real bad for the Democrats to defend them coming to our country for asylum, coming to our country for a better life, coming to our country to escape gang violence, when they have started violence in Mexico to muscle themselves into our country. So if Mexico stops them, and if that's what they really were looking for, asylum, they should have said, well, we'll stay in Mexico, man, as long as we can get away from whatever's going on in our country. But instead, they decide to become violent and force their way into Mexico to get to our country, okay? And I watched CNN send some guy down there to interview him. And of course, you know, he's asking the questions that can possibly make Donald Trump look bad. So you're coming to our country because of what? Oh, well, because we want work. We have nowhere to work. What that got to do with us? What that got to do with us? Is Mexico, and not Mexico, but is Honduras and Guatemala and some of those other countries the only countries where there's no work? What about Haiti? What about places in Africa? There are a lot of countries in the world that their economic system just isn't too good. But they're not saying, let's get on some boats and show up right there in Miami and muscle our way into the United States. And regardless of their laws, we're going to go ahead and violate them and tell them, we dare you to stop us. We on our way. I'm almost offended that the sorry Democrats and the sorry liberal media isn't offended that a group of people, roughly 4,000 of them, would have the audacity to say, we all getting together and we're going to storm the castle. We're going to come to your border and say, what you going to do? What you going to do? If we let them in, we're not a sovereign nation. And if the Democrats don't speak up and say something about this, they're not even stepping up and saying, you know what? The rhetoric that's coming from some of these people is unacceptable. I saw people getting interviewed dogging our president, talking about, forget Donald Trump, he's the Antichrist. If he don't repent, he's going to hell because we just simply want a better life. I saw people talking about, who is Donald Trump? Forget him. We coming. And the worst part about it is not only are they coming, but they're bringing their own flag, waving it, video of them having a good time, partying on the way. How did they coordinate all this? Isn't it ironic that somehow it's like the traveling of the salmons? I mean, what salmon every year somehow just they automatically know, you know what we should do? Swim upstream, you know, or what about the butterflies? I forget the name of them, but they fly south every year to Mexico or something like that. These creatures, they all just for some reason just say, you know what, I think it's time to go. So isn't it strange that all of a sudden now, since Trump became president, we've been just seeing periodically large groups of people from South America just all have this internal signal that just says, you know what time it is? It's time for us all to get together and migrate all the way through Mexico into America. We're just going to randomly do this every once in a while. And just so happen, the cameras are going to know this is the season where all of the people from South America will be traveling and migrating up north to Ohio or America. I mean, nobody is putting this together. Nobody is saying, wait a minute, who's communicating to all these people? Who's coordinating this? Who's paying for the gas? Who's feeding them along the way? How are they paying these coyotes? How are they getting all these trucks? Are these truck drivers volunteering? Are they saying, yeah, you know what? I'm dropping off some bananas, but how about 50, 60 of you jump on the back of my truck and I'll take you halfway there? Nobody's piecing this together, and they look mighty jolly to be running from their country for asylum. They look mighty confident. I saw one of them on a cell phone, just filming it and everything, and I'm thinking, for someone to say, well, my country is a mess, we have no work, we fleeing for our lives, but they're having a jolly good time as they travel up to America. And with that type of confidence, and for our Democratic Party to be enabling this because they don't want to give Trump a victory, don't want to compromise, really want to see open borders, they're going to lose on this issue because just the visual of what we're seeing is upsetting. It's offensive. You mean to tell me that somebody in the Democratic Party or whoever coordinated this or communicating to them, they can't stop down and say, look, y'all are going to mess this up because common sense, practical thinking Americans are looking at these videos of y'all having a good time, ripping down fences, showing your flag, attacking Mexico, border patrol, all of these things, doing interviews, talking reckless to our president, telling the United States, we coming. What y'all gonna do? Do you think that's gonna sit good? Even in semi-liberal Americans. I mean, there's something about seeing people who don't belong in your country and have no humility. They're not saying, you know what, please let us in. It's one of those, we coming. What you gonna do? It makes me almost mad. It makes me say, you know what? I will volunteer to go down and make sure that nobody gets through. President, you know, I mean, just go ahead and deputize me, Captain. I'll go down there and be like, hey, everybody stating that, look, don't make me put my foot up somebody's tail. You ain't gonna just be coming in and out of the country like it's yours, arrogantly. That's like somebody knocking on your door to borrow a cup of sugar. They don't say hello. They don't say excuse me. They just knock on the door like they the police. When you peep through, they just push the door open. I'm coming in, man. I need some sugar. Yeah. And you like, whoa, what are you doing? Hey, I got the right to come in and get some sugar because you know what? I ain't got resources where I'm from. And plus, there's a lot of violence down there in the hood where I'm, and your stuff is nice. So I'm gonna come in and muscle. What? You got a problem with that? Are you racist? And see, the Democrats, they don't know how to pick and choose their battles. They are underestimating Americans and how they feel about looking at this garbage. They should be offended. It's ridiculous that they're sitting back going, and then the CNN trying to drum up emotions, showing them getting sprayed with tear gas from the Mexican government and things like that, always asking questions about how they feel about the president. You know, it shouldn't even be about the president. It should be about how do you feel about understanding that the United States is a sovereign country with immigration laws, and yet you guys are on your way there to break through basically our border and enter our country and say, here we are. We come for work. You know, this ain't got nothing to do with us. I hope they find work. But the bottom line, don't come to our country and say we're going to work in your country. No other country allows this to happen because no other country got the sorry Democrats that are allowing and enabling this stuff so that eventually they can pet all these people and say, here, there, we got you now. Here, come on in. Hey, listen, here's where you go to go vote, okay? This is how you can go ahead and get in. Yeah, we're going to fight on your behalf. No other country got this garbage going on, and the Democrats are enablers, and I hope it comes back and bites them on the butt so bad in November. I hope they lose every single seat. To sit back and ignore this and sit back and justify this, they're just coming for a better life, and it's because they're people of color. Garbage, man, garbage. These are illegal citizens, illegal immigrants trying to breach our border, and we're a sovereign country, and you're trying to act like it's all about just compassion. Why not just let 16,000 Chinese to just come right up to the border and come on in? How about this? How about 40,000 people from Iran? You know, just let them come on in. Yeah, Africa, anywhere. Even countries that potentially are dangerous to us, let's just let them come on in. Long as they give a good answer. Long as they give a good reason. Hey, man, look, you see all my homie, it's about 45,000 of us Russians. And we just want to come in because we don't like what Putin is doing over there. So we just want to come in and have a better life in America. Y'all good with that, right? Now, you're not anti-Russian, are you? See, they pick and choose who they want to display their humanitarian feelings towards. You know, now, if it was somebody who wasn't benefiting the Democratic Party, they would be down there building a wall brick by brick by themselves. If every one of these Guatemalans and Nicaraguans, if they all came in and said we were voting Republican, the Democrat would be begging Trump for immigration reform. They have an agenda, a plan, and it doesn't involve the safety of the American people. It doesn't involve our opinions. And that is why I hope they lose every single seat, because they don't care about how we feel. And frankly, they don't care about these people that's traveling. They're using these people, number one, for political chess pieces to make Trump look like he's the big bad dictator trying to keep out just people who want a better life, and they're not people of Anglo-Saxon descent. Therefore, it once again reiterates that he's a racist. Has nothing to do with these people being illegal immigrants going to invade our border. Nothing to do with that. It's all because he's just a racist. That's first and foremost. Secondly, and if we can get a majority of them in and also persuade and manipulate the ones that are here, and all of the Latino people in America that even if they are here legally might have a sympathetic viewpoint because these are people of Latino descent. So they might be like, well, you know, these kind of like my people. Why y'all trying to keep them? But if I was a person of Latin descent and I came here the right way, or I was born here, I would be offended by this. And I would see through the game that the Democrats are playing, and I would stick it to them. And that's what I plan on doing. And I hope every black person, I hope every Latino person, I hope every minority person that came over here the right way or was born here, vote against the Democratic Party, because it's going to impact you guys and us more than any of these people in the Democratic Party or the liberal media. None of these people who quote unquote are coming here for a better life are going to be shuffled into their neighborhoods. These people ain't going to have to worry about the violence. They ain't going to have to worry about none of the fallout from this. They're using these people, putting them in danger, empowering the drug cartel by turning a deaf ear and a blind eye to it, not to mention that they are putting children at risk as well. Because if you don't do something to stop this, people will look at this and say, you just showed us what to do. You now just opened up the floodgates, and now we know. We got the pattern. So now we all going to say, come on, man, trust me. Our boys over here in America got us. They're going to tie things up. They're going to buck heads with the Republicans. They're going to reject all of Donald Trump's proposals. They're going to drag stuff out. They're going to run interference through the liberal media. They're going to do things like accuse any Republican or Donald Trump or any American that is against this. They're going to accuse them of being racist and anti-Latino and anti-immigration and all of those things. That's what they're going to do. They got our backs. So let's go. So we're going to get there, and then what? A couple months from now, another 2,000 or 3,000. And who knows? It might just start growing. Next, you know, we got 11,000, 20,000. Who knows? Because our guys over in America, the ones that's working on our behalf, the Democrats, are over there running interference to help us out. So come on, man, let's go. It's time to go to America, man, and they can't stop us. We're coming. Who is Donald Trump, man? Forget Donald Trump. I'm coming anyway. You can't stop us. And I'm going to wave my flag, man. You know, it's disgusting. It really is. And I love the Latin culture. I love Latino brothers and sisters. I danced with them, grew up with them. And people that were born here of Latin descent are going, whoa. People who came here legitimately is going, whoa, if I would have known this, I could have saved my chips. If I would have known this, I wouldn't have filled out all the paperwork. I would have just did it this way. Muscle my way through the door and get in here talking about, here I am, what y'all gonna do about it? Bunch of bull crap. Sorry, y'all. I had to let this out. I've been watching video after video of them coming, showing their flags, partying, having a good time, and throwing out reckless statements, threatening, just being defiant. And if they're displaying violence before they get here, what do you think gonna happen when they get here? You think they're gonna respect our laws? You think they're gonna respect our processes? Man, the Democratic Party is the most corrupt, dumbest, foulest, just self-serving party ever. They are, if our country ever fails, it will be a result of that party. That is it. I mean, you want to talk about a group of people, and I ain't talking about Democratic voters, because I think most of them are just oblivious to how corrupt the Democratic Party is. I'm talking about the politicians that are involved in this garbage who knows that this stuff is going to lead to the destruction of our country, along with a whole bunch of other of their policies like socialism and all of that political correctness, freedom of speech, trying to abolish the Constitution, and then, of course, making up all types of stuff that doesn't have any scientific validity to it. You know, they are responsible for a lot of this garbage and unraveling of America. And like Trump said, they are the party of lawlessness. Anyway, find me on Facebook, y'all. They got my bald head sweating and everything. Find me on Facebook. Find me on Twitter. Check me out Wednesday nights, 7:30. Also, don't forget to subscribe, share this video, hit like, and check out Extreme Tees. Sorry, I'm not in my normal smiling self right now, but Extreme Tees still got some great products. So check out the link. And also, if you want to donate to Kevin's Corner, feel free. All right. God bless you. See you next time in Kevin's Corner.